Hello?
Hello?
Oh my god, where have you been? I have to tell you something.
Girl, bring it. I'm ready.
Welcome to the Call Me Later podcast, where we will cover the personal, the popular, and the peculiar. I'm Loretta Rolonge.
And I'm Annie Steinberg. And you've now been dialed into our weekly call about relationships and dating,
Pop culture and lifestyle,
and friendship and community in the city of Medellin.
No, you need to call me later. Hello? No, pero llámame ya. Hey, call me later.
On this episode, we'll be discussing Compulsive Liars, the Lamar documentary and Khloe Kardashian, and our very first listener call-in, how to know if somebody doesn't like you. Compulsive Liars are fascinating to me, Loretta. And, you know, there's documentaries that have been made. We've mentioned Anna Delvey in the past. It's a really, really interesting topic. Personally, I've dealt with people that have constructed such elaborate lies. Character one was pretending to have cancer, and it was such an insane lie that the group of friends and people that were involved around this, we kept saying, okay, either she's like really sick and she does have cancer, or she's really mentally sick. Like the level of it was absolutely insane. Do you want to hear the story?
Yes, please tell me literally everything.
Okay, I'm going to try to make the story as short as possible, but you know, if anybody's going to make a short story long, it's me. So let me try to get all the details in here. This girl used to be my coworker. We worked together for maybe about a year or so. And then the last summer that she was working at the office where I was working, she broke up with her boyfriend. She would come and tell me everything about the breakup, and she was truly devastated. Like, she was having a really hard time with it. You know, hindsight is 2020, and now I can see how some of the things that she was telling me, I wasn't like that involved with her. Like, I wasn't that much of a friend. We did have like a bit of like a friend group of the younger people in the office, but we weren't best friends by all means. Like, I'd never been to her place, she'd never been to mine. And so she would tell me about these things and how like she was having a really hard time, and how she would call him and he wouldn't pick up, and so she'd leave a voicemail saying that she was gonna kill herself. And then like, oh, and like,
Huh?
no, I know. And so she was like, oh, so like I got him to like come home and we spent like a nice time together. And I was like, it was intense. But to be honest, at that point I was just like, oh, this is a crazy breakup. But I wasn't going further with any of the things that I was thinking about it.
Okay, sure.
So yeah, so just a breakup. At one point, she finds a blonde hair at her ex's house on the couch, right? So she, by this, comes to realize that he's probably seeing somebody else. Also, the reason why he broke up with her was that he wanted to be alone, which 99% of the times it's a lie. And so she's spiraling because she realizes that he's probably with somebody else. She's telling me all of this stuff, whatever. And then one day she calls me, you know, pretty late at night. By the way, at this point, let's say this was maybe like 2 weeks after she had left the job that we were in together. So at this point, I wasn't seeing her day to day. Like, listen, I'm going through like a lot. I'm really upset. Is there any way that I can come to your place? I really don't want to be alone right now. And I was like, oh my God, of course. And so she comes to my place, we're chatting, she's like crying, she's telling me everything that's going on with this breakup. I was like a little surprised because I would say that I didn't consider myself like her best friend or closest friend to like come to my place for this. I knew we were like friends in the office, but I didn't realize that I would have been the person that she would want to come to with this, right? So she comes. And at one point, she removes her jersey and she had burnt herself with the iron on her arm.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so the story is very complicated. There was self-harm involved. And so I see it and it's really not looking good. It's a really bad injury. And so I think we have to go to the ER. I don't know. It doesn't look good at all. Like, it was yellowy and pussy, you know, and I was like, no, like this is trouble. So she tells me, no, she'll be fine. She just needs to go to sleep. And I was like, I don't know. I think this is like rotting a little bit. I was like really worried, and I was like, okay, let's just go to sleep for now, but like tomorrow, promise, we're gonna have it looked at because it looks gnarly. So the next day we wake up, I call my boss, which used to be her boss as well, and it was a boss that I was pretty close with, and I was like, listen, this is happening, this girl is here, something's off. Is it okay if I call in sick or come in late or whatever? I really need to take her to the hospital. And she's like, yeah, fine, do whatever you have to do. And so I take her to the hospital. She refuses to go in, and she's like, no, I don't want to go in. If they see that I did this, like, they're gonna like hold me. There's like a 72-hour hold, you know, like that sort of thing for mental health. Yeah. She's like, they're gonna hold me. And I was like, listen, we'll say that I was ironing and I was like, you know, I turned around and I burnt you by mistake. They were roommates, but like, I was like, this is dangerous.
You need medical attention.
Yes. I was like, I think it's infected. Like, I could smell it, you know? And I think, no, it was bad. And I was like, you really need to get this looked at. If this gets into your bloodstream, like, all I kept thinking was like, she's gonna get her arm amputated, you know? I was like, you need
sepsis.
Literally.
Sepsis.
Oh my God. I was like, you really have to look at this looked at. She refused. And like, she cried and she was like, you can't make me go in there. And I was like, oh my fucking God. Like, what do I was like so ill-equipped to like deal with the situation. So she was like, I need to go to work. Like, I can miss my work day. I'm going to go to work and then let's talk about it in the afternoon. And I was like, okay. She comes back in the afternoon. Loretta, this happens for the next like maybe like it was over a week, so maybe let's say like 10 days, right? Where every day we're arguing about this. I'm like, you need to get help. Like, you need to go to like the hospital. Every day she's like, okay, what are you making for dinner? And I was like, what am I making for dinner, bitch?
Oh.
Like, so it became very like, she was staying with me for all this time. And like, for what? It was insane. So at one point I had to like sit her down and I was like, listen, I'm here for you. I know you don't want to be alone. I know you're scared of being home alone right now. I'm helping you, but I need you to help yourself. At this point, this arm had different types of scarring. It was, a lot was going on with that wound. And I was like, if you don't actually go into the clinic or the hospital today, you can't stay with me anymore. I'm sorry, because I need to see that you're also doing something to try to at least get well from whatever's going on there, right? So that's it. I go to work that day. And that day we had suicide intervention training, right? So I'm going to like the whole like
perfect
training.
timing.
Exactly. And I'm like, oh my God, this girl is going to kill herself and it's going to be my fault. Should I have pushed her this much? Like, I was just like really, really, really in my head about it. I get a phone call from her at maybe like 3 p.m., but I was still in training. And then at 4:30 p.m. when I leave, I call her back. She's not picking up anymore. And I was like, oh my God, she did it. So, because it's such an intense training that like all you can think about is suicide. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
So I keep calling her, nothing. I don't hear anything from her. And I was just like, okay, fuck. I go home. She's not in my place anymore. She took her stuff. Then I end up calling my ex, who was also like one of like the people involved in this like friend group. I call him, I tell him, he's like, I also had a missed call from her. I didn't pick up. And also she's like not responding anymore. And I was like, oh my God, she killed herself. Like, we are really like spiraling, trying to like figure out where she's at or what's happening. I get a call from her at around like 11 p.m. And she tells me that she finally went into the hospital and that they said that they needed to do some extra testing and that she has cancer. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? So Loretta, I am so dumb that she said that. And I was like, that's why I was obsessed with the arm. I could smell the cancer. Like I was,
oh no.
For a second, I was like, no wonder I cared so much about that arm. I knew something was going on. Like, I just saved her life because I discovered her cancer, like so fucking stupid. But I believed her completely. And so what's crazy about all of this is one of our other coworkers in the office, her younger brother, who was 19 at the time, had cancer that year. So I was like, oh my God, it's an epidemic. Everybody's getting cancer these days. And so it was very like top of mind, I think, for all of us. And I had just lived closely with that family, what he'd gone through and what his cancer had been like. And this is actually the family that I talked about in another episode with like the friendship breakup. That's the person that I had my friendship breakup with. So I was very, very like in it when all of it was happening. And so immediately I'm like asking her questions about like, okay, so like, what are you doing? Like, what's the plan? Who's going to take care of you? Because I had just seen it happen with this other friend, right? And so she's telling me that they asked her at the hospital who her support group was going to be. Because it really mattered like how she could like be taken care of, where she was going to be staying, all these things. The 3 people that she listed at the hospital as her caretakers were her ex-boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend, and myself.
Oh. That's
and
crazy.
I was like, oh, but I didn't know we were close like that. Like, I don't know. And this sounds
crazy.
So terrible for me to say it, like, bitch, I don't want to take care of you. But I was like, we are ill-equipped. Like, my friend's mom, which was like, the mom of like the boy that had cancer, she had to quit her job, like, because obviously like the level of like his disease was like
intense.
That.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can't take care of you 24/7. Like, you're gonna go through so much. Like, I was just like, you have to go home to your parents. Her parents lived in Toronto. We lived in Ottawa. And so she was like, no, I don't want to worry them. I don't want them to know. And I was like, girl, like, if this is what it is and the way that you're telling me like how serious it is, you need support. Like, we're not the people that can take care of you. I know it's different for like different cases or whatever, but like my ex, for example, had cats, and I knew from his friend and his family that he couldn't even get close to like, dogs or cats or anything. His immune system was so low that nothing that could get him sick could be around him. So I was like, what is he gonna do about his cat? So like, I'm just thinking about all these things, and she's like, listen, the only thing that I need you to do is, my ex is gonna call you any minute now. You need to let him know that you know what's going on and that you've accepted to be a part of the support team. And I was like, but I don't. And she was like, just do me this favor and like just talk to him and we'll see what we can do. Like, we'll take it one day at a time. So this man calls me. I've never spoken. I don't know him. I don't even remember his name at this point. He calls me and he's like yelling at me. I can't believe that you're like enabling her. Like, she needs to go home to her parents. Like, she shouldn't be staying here. And I was like, no, my man. Like, I also think that she needs to go home. I don't think that we should be taking care of her. Like, this is absolutely crazy. We can't do this. And honestly, it sounds terrible to say, but we weren't even like that close to her. And I know you have to help a friend in need, but I was just like, we can't put our entire lives on hold because of the situation. Whereas like, she does have a family and she does have a support system that could take care of her, right? Anyway, so we're having this argument, but it was like literally like midnight at this point. So I was like, okay, let's just wait and see what else we hear, and we'll take it from there. Again, from our experience with that previous friend that had cancer, everything moves super fast. Like Canada's healthcare system can be slow for like lesser ailments, if you will, but like when you're sick, they run. And so essentially she was like in chemo like 2 days later. It was running like crazy, like this whole thing. At one point, my coworker offered to put her in touch with her brother, the one that had been sick, so that she could like ask any questions. And so they did that, and that was great, and like she felt very supported. And at first she started telling me and people around us that her ex-boyfriend was taking care of her. And so everything we offered anyway, she was like, no, it's fine, like he's taking me, he's begging me, whatever. So far so good. What she didn't know is that because of this whole story, me and my ex started talking again, and talking led to hanging out, and hanging out led to sleeping over and hooking up and whatever again. So she didn't know that I was at his place late at night when she called one night, and she said, hey, can you take me to chemo tomorrow? And it was like a work day. So he was like, yeah, sure, I'll call in sick, I'll take you to the hospital tomorrow, I'll stay there with you, whatever. And she doesn't know that I know this information, right? She doesn't even know that we're speaking. Then she calls him back like 15 minutes later, and she says like, no, you know what? Our boss, or her old boss, was still my boss, told her that she could take her so that he wouldn't have to like call off work, and said that this person was going to take her to the hospital instead. He's like, amazing, goes to sleep, perfect. The next day I go to work and I see my boss sitting at her office all morning, and I was like, wait, but like you have to go to chemo, why aren't you going? I knock and I'm like, hey, I thought you were supposed to like take so-and-so to like her chemo, whatever. And she's like, no, like she told me my ex was taking her. And I was like, no, wait a minute. But she said, and then she's like, I have questions. And I was like, yeah, I think I have questions too. She's like, close the door. And I was like, yes, girl. So we closed the door. And we started like mapping out everything that she's told us. And when she's told us that she's been with who, like she had also said to this boss that I had taken her to chemo. I had never been to the hospital with her once. And we started realizing that she had been lying to all of us about somebody else taking her. And that's how she had been pushing the lie that she had been going to the hospital and had been having these chemo sessions. That was one of the things. Then we brought in my coworker who had the sick brother and asked her if like we could talk to him about what had happened. He sent us the screenshots of like everything that she asked him and everything that he replied, and we realized that she was copy pasting like word for word how she was feeling after chemo, because like we would text her, right, and be like, how are you feeling, how are you doing? Everything that she was telling us about how she was feeling was what she had asked him, like, how did you feel during chemo, how did you feel doing this and that. Isn't that insane?
That's crazy.
Isn't that batshit fucking crazy? So literally, that's when we were like sitting in that office, we're like, oh fuck, okay, so she's either sick or she's like very mentally sick. So we did.
And I do wonder with people like that, like, what do you do? Like, what's the line? Because clearly there's something wrong with her. And
absolutely,
I'm a mental health warrior, of course. But clearly, for you, this is such an elaborate lie.
No.
And like a little lie here and there. Yeah, sure. Sure.
Yeah.
I weigh 50 kilos. Of course I do.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah. Like, I love a little lie.
Yeah.
But a lie like that, to investigate the lie is crazy.
It's insane.
To go and speak to someone with cancer and then investigate and then reuse his answers.
And use his like real, like that was traumatizing, everything that he went to. And I think it was so nice of him to put himself in that place again to just try to support her, for them to just find out eventually.
Prison time.
Isn't that crazy? Obviously,
that's absurd.
When she like realized that we had cut on, she blocked everybody. Never heard from her again.
That's nuts.
Ever. Like that was it. However, recently I was telling another friend about this story, and I went to like look her up in my contacts, and because I have a new number, I'm not blocked anymore on WhatsApp, and her profile picture popped up of like her and a baby, so I guess she's a mom now, and I was like, oh girl, you have
she
no
probably
idea.
stole the baby. She probably stole the baby.
You have no idea what your mommy is. That is insane. Anyway, that is my compulsive liar. Do you have a story to tell me?
I need a way to maybe understand where you draw the line in the sand about someone being a bit of a liar. So for example, Meg the Stallion and her situation with Tory Lanez. That was like, Meg lied a little. They asked her, are you having sex with him? She said no, she was.
Okay.
Did he shoot you? No, he didn't. Yes,
but he did. Yeah.
Those
right.
kind of, he did shoot her. Yeah. And I know there's people out here like Drake saying, your Canadian brother saying free Tory Lanez because he's...
Please don't. It's okay.
But then so there's lies like that where I'm like, you can kind of see why she lied. I understand, especially if it's embarrassing to say that you're having sex with Tory Lanez.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. But then you get people, I don't know if you've seen the guy on Instagram, and I'm not on Instagram. These are feeding through to my Facebook reels. Of course. He's doing a Last Supper series.
No.
And on the Last Supper series, essentially, he has struggled with his mental health basically his whole life. He has claimed and I'm saying he has claimed because I did not see medical records, that he has bipolar disorder.
Okay.
And he struggled a lot in his life. So he has moved to the Netherlands to then go through the process of medically assisted suicide. I said,
oh, wow.
Oh, very brave. Brave you've made this decision.
Right.
But it's been coming out, Annie, that he's a scammer. He's a scammer. Annie?
No.
Annie? He is charging people £150. Let me not lie. 150 euros. He's like, come to my last supper. You know, what are you doing with 150? And listen, I can even maybe advocate for him. Maybe he's putting that money towards charity. No, he's not. He's spending it. He's spending his money. And he's saying, okay, come for dinner with me. Because that was his last supper thing. He was like trying to like connect with people on the internet. Okay, let's have a last supper. Before I die, I want to really enjoy the world. Even Scissor invited him over for dinner in LA. And that she commented on the post, if I'm around in LA, you always have a spot at my house. And obviously bro went. He said, I'm going to make this happen. And if this was a true story, this would be powerful. This would be insightful. This would be moving. I would be moved. I would be moved. I would be moving. But it's not. And literally it's coming out that he is a scammer back in Ghana, because I think he was born in the UK, but then he's originally Ghanaian. And his name on Instagram is Okunta Kinte. That's how you're going to find him. But I think his government name might be Joseph Darker.
No!
So, I think that's his government name. And my issue is this. And I'm on Reddit right now. My eyes are looking on Reddit right now, reading this Reddit. And someone has literally said, no, this guy is a total scammer. He dated my friend. After 1 week of dating my friend, he started forcing my friend, I want to move in with you. I have to move in with you.
Oh my God.
And the friend would then let him stay at his house, and he would take videos of the house, post on social media and go, oh my God, guys, I'm engaged to this guy. Engaged to who? We just met a fortnight ago. But he go like, look at who I'm engaged to. Look at our house together. And that's part of his story that he'll put on his social media. I have literally thrown away 5 engagement rings. Like I've been with 5, like 5 men have proposed to me.
Oh my God.
Bitch. And the guy that he was allegedly engaged to after 2 weeks was then walking on the street, and one of Joseph's followers went, oh, congratulations on being engaged. And imagine the guy's like, engaged to who? And apparently 2 weeks after that, he's now engaged to a totally different person, planning a wedding.
No, this is wild.
2 weeks later.
This is wild.
And I went, what's wrong with you? And there's a petition that anyone can sign. It's on change.org, where it's like petitioning Instagram to look into him.
Yeah.
Because he is a fraudster. 150 euros you're taking from me. And listen, some people have challenged that, oh, but maybe he's trying to find the joy in life from 150 euros that I'm working at, I don't know, Le Sabon, to earn. I'm now using what dinner costs that much money? What dinner? Where are we going? Are we going to El Cielo? Where are we going? La Rufina? Las Palmas?
The vibe that it gives me a little bit, I mean, it's completely different, but like, you know, like when some girls will sell their virginities online, kind of like that sensationalism of like, you know, like you're gonna be there for like the last meal of a man before he dies, or it feeds of that like sensationalism, but like at the end of the day, what's going on there? And he's not gonna die, is he? Is he still going to do it?
No, he's not. No, apparently he's not going to. And people are saying that back in Ghana, he was like a well-known scammer.
Oh my
He's
God.
just managed to leverage to Europeans and now leverage into America.
Right.
Because I think it would be, you know, and apparently he like scams people out of money. He like manipulates people. He like pushes people. And so, for example, Joseph posted a video on Instagram. Someone commented and literally just wrote, hey, I think you should check Reddit. And the guy on Reddit was like, 2 minutes later, Joseph had blocked me, because he was like, I don't want any, because Reddit has the information. Because even I tried Googling him, the articles aren't popping off. The articles are very much like, oh, this and that. Whereas like, it seems a lot of that information is very suppressed about him. And I'm like,
I wonder why.
Like how? And listen, I want a man to do well. Listen, I'm a Nigerian. I come from a land of people who scam, right? I want my people to do well. I want my people to enjoy life.
Yes.
But also there are limits.
Yes.
Like, don't be taking people's hard-earned money. And there are people who really resonate with this. People who have people in their life who have cancer, who have people in their life who struggle with their mental health.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there and you're pretending to struggle to get a coin.
That's
wild. And
That's
I can't. I literally cannot. I literally cannot. Do you know what it makes me think about as well? Is that the process of like getting medically assisted suicide in the Netherlands is like such a long process. You know, you need people to vouch for you.
Right.
And it's actually had me thinking, did you watch the documentary with Lamar Odom? Is that even how you say his name?
Lamar
Odom.
I'm gonna say
It's with an M.
yeah. Sounds about right. I have not. Have you seen it?
I haven't.
Okay.
But you know what I have watched? I've watched some Facebook reels about them, and so I know the information without having to.
Good enough.
You know,
I would
all
say
vibes, no research.
Khloe, I haven't been like a faithful Keeping Up with the Kardashians watcher, but I have seen enough of it that like I am aware of like who. I would say she's my favorite. However, I don't know exactly who's who in her love life. There's like Lamar and there's Tristan. Do you have a little bit of context for who did what?
So she is everyone's favorite. Some people call her the loser Kardashian because she makes the least amount of money.
I don't care.
Like people do that. She has like a jeans business that apparently hasn't done very well.
Like something
She's
American
had, like, something
or whatever.
else. Yeah, like, and I think she's tried a little bit, and that her businesses don't do well. So Khloe's background is that Khloe was married to Lamar, and I think once they got married, they actually had their own TV show, because I don't know if you remember that era when they all had their own like
they
spin-offs.
had like no, I don't.
Rob and Black China had one.
Yes.
What a time to be alive. Khloe and Kourtney, they had their own show.
Yeah.
So they're married, and I did not watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians growing up. Not really, but like one of my older sisters did. And so, I used to give it, the side eye, every once in a while.
Right.
And I think that they were in a very loving relationship. And the thing that really destroyed their relationship was the fact that Lamar had a huge drug dependency issue.
Oh my God, yeah.
And they were together like 10 years. I remember there was once where Khloe wanted to take sexy pictures for Lamar's birthday, and baby, those pictures were dirty.
Oh.
I was 12 years old watching that episode. I said, those pictures are dirty.
I feel funny feelings.
But so Khloe then files for a divorce.
Okay.
And then, let me tell you, and then Lamar, as an almost divorced man, still legally married, he goes to a brothel. He does lots of... No, it's literally not funny. But
I'm sorry. It makes me a little nervous.
No, it's horrible. So he goes to a brothel and he takes drugs. I don't think they specify what kind of drugs, but he takes one sort of type of illegal drug, and then he takes performance enhancing drugs as well.
God.
Because my brother in Christ said, if I'm going to a brothel, I'm getting my money's worth. Yes. So he takes performance enhancing drugs. Bro then slips into a coma. He's hospitalized for 3 months.
Oh my God.
In this time, he has 12 strokes.
Oh my God.
6 heart attacks. No, Annie, it's crazy.
Is he dead?
And surprisingly, no.
How the fuck?
Surprisingly, bro's alive.
What a body. Like, for a body to like withstand all of that, I'm shocked.
That's what happens when you're a Laker, apparently. And
I guess. I guess.
And so obviously Khloe is in the process of like, she's filed for divorce and she's like waiting for the papers. She calls their divorce and she says, I'm going to be your power of attorney whilst you are in this process. And you're probably thinking, maybe you have a malicious mind, baby. Maybe you're thinking,
not her.
Not Khloe.
Nope.
And for her, she even went as far as to even talk to Kobe at one point, where Lamar needed surgery that only had a 10% success rate. And she went to go talk to Kobe and said, what do you think that he would want? And Kobe was like, he would want to try. And they did it. And Lamar is still breathing on this earth with us. He had to learn how to walk again.
I can imagine.
He had to learn how to like speak, like he had to relearn his whole life again. And she really stuck by his side. But let me tell you where things start to get wicked.
Okay.
Lamar's dad comes to the hospital. He says, "Okie dokie, my son is gonna die. My son's a Laker. I'm about to get paid." That's what his dad is thinking. Annie, it's crazy. The dad then comes and he's like, "You and Khloe were divorced." He didn't know that Khloe paused the divorce. They did end up getting divorced in the end. So he was like, "Bro, I'm the beneficiary. I'm the beneficiary. Where's my millions?" And then Khloe was like, I'm still his wife. I'm going to make decisions. And do you know, Annie, the dad literally goes, I think you should pull his life support. I think you should pull his life support so that I can get my money.
He was like literally standing by the cord. Like, let me unplug him.
Yeah. Like a vulture.
Fuck.
And then Khloe's like, I'm sorry. No, I'm not going to do that. And then the dad literally says, okay, I want a pair of Jordans. I think I want $100. I want a night in a hotel. Khloe said, fine, I'm going to pay for it. And when I tell you, Annie, like the dad never comes to the hospital again.
That's the cheapest way of getting rid of someone that I've ever heard of.
Yeah. But then the dad never comes. And it's not even like she offered it. It's what he asked for. The dad never comes to the hospital ever again. He like does not check up on his son again. What kind of dad are you?
No, just a lovely man, clearly.
What kind of dad are you?
Oh my
and
God.
So there's Lamar. And you can see, I think Lamar and Khloe did a reunion.
Okay.
Maybe 10 years after their divorce or something like that. And you can see Lamar still loves her so much.
Oh my God.
Because he's just like, oh my God. And then you fast forward to the piece of shit that is Tristan.
Ugh.
And he is, I don't know if they actually got married. Do you know if they got married?
No, I'm sorry.
Tristan, if you don't know, Tristan Thompson, he is a philanderer.
Sorry, I'm just getting input from our producer. They are not married. They share 2 children, but they have not been.
True and Tantrum? Tatum?
Not Tantrum. I literally...
Tatum?
I don't know. Let me look it up again. Let me ask our producer again.
Yeah.
And they share 2 children. True and Tristan. No, Tristan is the man. Our producer is confused. True and Tatum. Yeah, Tantrum was pretty close.
Oh, okay.
Tatum. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Okay.
And Tristan is just, he cheats on her constantly. And let me tell you something, Annie. If you're going to cheat on me, I cannot accept cheating in this lifetime. My first ever boyfriend cheated on me, as we discussed in episode 1. And I didn't ever fully recover.
No,
so
you never will.
You're not going to cheat on me.
No.
But if you do cheat on me with respect. Wear a condom.
Agreed.
Do it in a dirty alley somewhere. But Tristan was out there
agree.
cheating. He was out there cheating. I think he was getting people pregnant. That might actually be fake news. I don't know.
No. That is real news.
He was doing all sorts.
That is I absolutely remember that happening. Yes.
Like, that's absurd. And it was stuff like, oh, the girl from the club. There was even one point, Annie, where Tristan kissed Kylie's best friend, Jordan.
Yes, this is coming.
Do you remember
back.
that?
Absolutely.
The disrespect. Disrespect.
No. There's no good cheating. There's absolutely no good cheating. But you don't fuck my friends. You don't fuck my family members. You don't fuck my enemies, which is a really important one for me as well.
That's yeah.
And you don't bring children in. I'm sorry.
And so you compare that and then Khloe as well. So Tristan's younger brother actually has a lot of challenges in his life. So I believe he's in a wheelchair. He needs 24/7 care.
Okay.
And even though like Tristan has cheated on her multiple times, and that's the thing with this guy, he will come onto social media every single time. Khloe, you don't deserve this.
Wait, he's posting about it?
Yeah.
I hate this.
And he's like, I love you. I'm so sorry. You're a queen. And then imagine you do it again. He's done it to her multiple times, and the idiot will come to write another Instagram post again.
No.
Chloe, I love you.
This reminds me a little bit of that, I think, Norwegian person in the Olympics that came in second. Do you remember this happening?
No, I remember. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
and him being like, yeah, but it has been like the hardest week of my life because I cheated on my... And I'm like, can you shut the fuck up?
That's so embarrassing.
No, I hate it. Also because like it takes away the agency from the person that got cheated on to maybe you don't want everybody to know. Maybe you don't want to tell the whole fucking world that you were humiliated that way. And you just want to like walk away with a little dignity and say, yeah, we broke up, we had different paths. But no, he comes on to say that I cheated on her and I fucked up. Fuck you. No, I hate this.
It's like that Sabrina Carpenter song.
Oh my God. Don't get me started.
How does it go?
Please.
How does it go?
No, please, something. I've had a conversation about this song with an ex because I was like, this is so real. Like, please don't embarrass me. We as women that know that men are disgusting and embarrassing, keep dating them. And we're just like, just please don't embarrass me. Just please don't be a terrible, terrible human being. Don't embarrass me. But you know what? Without fail, they will.
Of course they will. And I don't know about you, but I feel like I have a chronic fear of being humiliated to the point where I sometimes will act irrationally. And I think it's especially interesting in a friendship. Like, let's say you're wanting to hang out with someone and they like never want to hang out with you and you feel like you're constantly reaching out and they're like, okay.
They don't have the time of the day for you. Well, this is a perfect segue, Loretta, because we have our very first listener call in. So I'll tell you guys a little bit about this. If you have an issue that you want to discuss, if there's anything that you want us to have a little bit of a chat about, this is your time to send us your messages and your comments, and we would love to talk about this.
Yeah.
So one of our listeners reached out and asked us, what do you do when you think that somebody doesn't like you, but they're not sure if it's in their head? So here's the context, Loretta, and like you can help me figure out the situation for her. She has a friend, quote unquote, right? Because like we don't know anymore if they're friends or not. She's been through like a few social situations and they've always talked about hanging out. This other person can never hang out. Can never hang out. It's always too difficult. It's always too complicated. Like the options are just kind of like not working for her. Listener just found out that they live like 2 blocks away.
No.
Exactly.
That's a hate crime.
Not to take away from the fact that life gets busy, but if you're 2 blocks away, it's a lot easier to meet for coffee. It's a lot easier to come over to each other's places.
Go for a walk.
You can go for a walk. You can build a little like friendship there. So our listener is wondering, does this person like me? And what can I do about it?
I'm going to mention that when I was in high school, I was a huge loser. I wasn't like bottom of the food chain because people like Barry and Saffron were below me, thank God. But basically, I wasn't very popular. And I had a friend she was not my friend, but I was in a friendship group. And the head of that friendship group was named Elizabeth. That's her real name. You know, I don't be changing names. That's her name.
Respect
and
that so much about you.
Thank you. And she was someone who, every couple of weeks, she would just go, I'm not your friend anymore, for no reason.
To you?
And she would...
Or to who?
To me. To Joe. And she would then get all the other girls to just stop talking to me. And then I would try and maybe hang out with one of them. And after class, she'd look at me and go, wait, who are you hanging out with? And then I'd say, oh, I'm hanging out with Sarah. And then she'd go to Sarah, do you want to hang out with her? And Sarah would be like, no, I don't. And listen, high school was hard.
No, girl.
I am a victim.
No. Girl, don't get me fucking started. But yes, I agree.
I'm a victim. And literally, and then maybe 2 weeks later, she's my friend again. And one thing I had to learn, and listen, I love myself. I'm very softly with myself. I'm softly with myself than anyone else. Mm-hmm. But I needed to learn a hard truth, which was that I had an external locus of validation / evaluation. That's what it is in the scientific world. Which is that I probably still have this as an adult, as a big bad girl in her 30s.
It's hard not to, though.
Of course. And I put my self-worth into something else. And a lot of times it's friendships. Now listen. Like in episode 2, sometimes when you're a bad friend, like when I was a bad friend, and my friend was like, you selfish. When you're a bad friend, that's on you, of course. But when you have done nothing wrong to someone that you can think of, and they are just dismissing you, cut your losses, and listen as well. Cut your losses and find someone who wants to be with you. However, this is for a beginning of a friendship friend.
Yes.
Your friend of 10 years, don't be throwing your friend of 10 years in the garbage. Find out why they're upset
that's
with
a completely different situation, of course.
Yeah.
I think,
your
what
friend...
she's wondering is like, okay, well, she's nice, right? Because this girl has always been nice. She's never been rude. She'll never hang out with her. And she said, is that enough to think that she maybe doesn't like me? And I do think it's enough.
I actually agree as well. And I feel, and there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you.
Absolutely.
Because there are people who are waiting for you in the world who like want to hang out with you. So it's also different, anonymous listener. Are you reaching out to them and they're just ignoring you? Or are you someone who's sitting there twiddling their thumbs, waiting to be invited out? You're not inviting out anyone.
As far as I know about the context, she is reaching out to her, and the other one's the one that's always saying like, oh, I can't. And she tried for a little bit. Of course, like eventually after a while, you're like, okay, well, I guess you're always busy. But she's like, now that she knows that they're like 2 blocks away, she's like, well, was she busy or did she just literally did not want to hang out with me?
Are you? No, I get that. And I feel like that's so heartbreaking because when I first joined Bumble for Friends, I matched with a girl on there. I will keep her anonymous this one time. Singular time. Manuela.
I thought it was gonna happen. Sure.
But there was a time where I would reach out to her constantly. Hey, do you want to come do this? Do you want to hang out this weekend? Blah, 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 blah. And she would just be like, no.
Okay.
And I think that that's crazy because you're on a friendship application as well. That's what I think is nuts. Like, do you not want to, you've matched with me, you don't want a friend? Like, it's odd. And I know that our mutual friend Jess had similar like circumstances as well when she was on Bumble for Friends. Where it's like, you're literally on an app to make friends. No, and do you know what else I have to say? I'm going to make a very quick segue. I once matched with someone. Her name's I can't remember. Truly, I actually cannot remember. It's not about keeping her anonymous.
Okay, fair.
But I matched with her. Oh, yeah, I'm here to make friends. I met her on Bumble for Friends. I was like, okay, amazing. I was like, where do you live? Anna, it was La PM. She lived outside of Medellin.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
she
exactly.
lived outside of Medellin, a 2-hour drive away on a farm in the middle of nowhere.
No, girl.
I said, how often do you come to Medellin? Like, do you come to Medellin often? Because, listen, you come to Medellin, I'm going to meet you for coffee.
Yeah.
We're going to drink coffee. She was like, I never ever come to Medellin ever. I don't like it.
Why is your range this big?
Exactly.
Like
2-hour drive from Medellin.
No. Absolutely not. That makes no sense.
It was absurd. And I'm not going to come 2 hours away to your farm to meet a stranger. I'm going to come to Pergamino with 50 other witnesses.
Exactly.
Of
we'll
course.
have a nice coffee and like that makes sense. We'll take it from there. Like, it's not to say that I'll never come, but like it's weird.
And like every single time she still messages me to this day. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, gracias. ¿Cómo estás? What else is there to say?
No,
and I feel, and the point where I'm saying this is that I feel that sometimes I think people just want a pen pal. So maybe that's why anonymous caller, reader, listener. I think that's probably what's happening. Do you just want a pen pal? Like, do you just want someone to say, yeah, I have someone to talk to. I like to see notifications on my phone. Do you think that could be it?
I think maybe, listener, when you're listening to this, do give us additional context, because I would love to know if you guys even have full-on conversations. Maybe like you're chatting, you're checking in on each other, or if it's just you reaching out to her and her just always saying, nope, I can't, and then that's it, right? You know, it's hard to like set these limits, and like you want to be polite, you don't want to hurt someone. Personally, when I was on Bumble BFF, I hated it. I was on it for like 2 weeks only because I absolutely hated. I think it's just like with men, I have such an easier time being like, oh, I don't care, I'm not interested. I don't give a fuck about this guy. And I think when I opened it, it was right before I went on a trip, and I just felt so guilty about the whole thing that I had to close it. I was just like, I can't do it. I can't have this because I don't want to hurt any girls. Like, it was too much, like, the stakes were too high for me. I was like, all these girls are so nice, they don't deserve me, like, not having time to hang out with them. So
but it's true.
And I think we just have to, like, learn to be a little more honest. But it's hard. How do you tell someone when they just want to be your friend, like, oh, listen, like, please don't reach out again. You know, like, they're not doing anything harmful. They're just, like, trying to hang out. But I do think, and this is something that has been so instrumental, I have really made a shift into having people reach out instead of me reaching out. And I don't know if that's fair necessarily, but, like, when I go, for example, back to Canada, like, I have so many people that I have to see that I will literally only see people that message me. I don't reach out to anyone. Yes. So obviously, like, my closest, bestest friends know that I'm coming. We've been talking about it for months, whatever, right? But there's like a circle of people that I don't talk to often that I'm just like, they'll see that I'm here. If they reach out to me, I'll see them, but I won't be reaching out to any. Because it's a bit of like a filter I feel like I've put in place. And the same thing worked for like Medellin, where I was just like, okay, people know I'm here. They can see I'm here. I'm very, very like active on social media. I'm all over the place. If they want to hang out with me, they will reach out. If not, I just don't make an effort anymore. Is that terrible?
No, it's not. And I think it's actually the best way to protect your energy. And I think I do a similar thing, which is that when I went back Europe side a couple of months ago, I said to everyone, you come to this one event or I'm not seeing you.
Oh my God.
You have...
I tried.
Yeah, that's what I do.
I tried to do the same thing, and I had people complaining like, no, I want one-on-one time. And I was like, girl, I can't. I literally...
Please get real.
Oh my
Please
God.
get real. I'm not your man.
So annoyed about these things because I was like, I don't have enough time. First of all, this wasn't the last trip, but the trip before. And I don't have enough money because like people don't realize that like when you're going on these like world tour trips, you end up seeing people for breakfast, for lunch, and for dinner. So you're eating out 3 times a day. And I was like, I can't keep doing this. Like I need to have like one get together where everybody comes and I pay for like food and drinks once, not like 3 times in the day, every single day for like however many weeks I'm here. And so many people were like, oh, like not so many people. Actually, I had 2 girls that didn't want that, but it was too many. You know, I was like, I can't believe that I'm dealing with this. Like I'm trying to like get to like see everybody and say goodbye before I leave, you know, whatever. And I was just like, I can't believe that I'm having to like cater to this. Well, I have like so much going on and so much to do. I don't know if that's a mean thing, but I was like, no, girl, like you have to come and meet me out at this place. Like I literally don't have more time. Like I can't spread myself any dinner.
I don't think it makes you a mean girl, and I know you personally, and I don't think in any way you are a mean girl. I think sometimes I can be. I think sometimes I can be.
No, I don't think you're a mean girl, but I do think you're more assertive, and I am. I am. Yes.
Like I'm so direct. It's a problem. I love it. And so I think because of that, I can very much say to people, hey, listen, but also sometimes I get you totally. I don't want to hurt your feelings. So like the girl that lives 2 hours from Medellin and she's like, hola, ¿cómo estás? I always reply, hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien, gracias, ¿cómo estás? But like, I'm not going to then go, so what's new with you? Because I just like,
you don't feed into the conversation.
Want a pen pal.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
And the same with like, if I invite you to come to something and both times you just like ignore me, and that's one thing, that's a culture shock for me, baby, getting ignored by a Colombian. But like,
a lot?
That's a lot.
Oh
yeah. Like instead of just saying no, they'll just ignore you.
Like straight up like, not reply?
Like not respond.
Oh, Loretta, I fucking hate that so
and
much.
I'll be like, oh, okay, this is different from what I'm used to.
Yeah.
So like on a couple of occasions I threw a party, and then I invited like this one girl that I'd hung out with, and she would just like open it and close it, and I'd be like, oh, okay.
Listen, and with a party, which like, guys, I have been so fortunate to come to one of Loretta's parties, even though we were not to call it a party for reasons.
Yeah. I didn't invite like half my friends. It was not a party.
It was not a party. However, listen, because Loretta is the best baker that I have ever come across. Like that is like a human being. You know what I mean? Like it's just like you can buy products that are amazing, but like it's like a whole company that is behind it. The fact that I know that Loretta's doing stuff with her own two hands, it doesn't compute. Like I don't understand how she does it. It's so good. It does the math. No, amazing. So when you go to a party, you're not only just gonna have a good time and there's gonna be good music and there's gonna be cool people because she has a bunch of cool friends, but girl, you're gonna be fed. You're gonna be fed so good. Yeah, and you're a dumbass for missing out on an invitation like that. Oh my God,
that's crazy.
And also the fact that like
I just don't get it.
RSVP, like that's like simple like culture, you know what I mean? Like that is just kind of like a way of being like a good fucking citizen, you know, like RSVP that you can't come. I think this conversation also like ties into like the whole like being a villager sort of thing and how people are so easy to like receive but like won't make the effort to come up to your party, and it's just like, well then you're not going to receive anything later on either.
Yeah, and in the end I just stopped inviting her to stuff. Of course. And then she'll comment, she'll be like, oh my God, this looks so good. I went, I know it does.
Yeah, girl.
Because
and you could have tried it.
You got 2 invites.
No.
And I'm not someone who just like one time you said you ignored me. A second time I went, do you want to come? She would like open it, close it.
That's all the information I need. Nope.
I said, no, okay. No. First of all, you're not my friend. My friends are so important to me.
Yeah.
You're not my friend.
Yeah.
And then I think I had to learn there are other people who are going to want to hang out with you.
Absolutely. So the advice to our listener is, girl, let her go. She does not like you enough to be a friend. Maybe she likes you as a human being. She doesn't have anything against you, probably. She's been polite to you every single time, but she clearly doesn't like you enough to become friends with you. Let this bitch go. Find other people. I know who you are, because listener is anonymous right now, but I know who she is. You're wonderful. You're lovely. You're super fucking funny. On to other friends. Next, motherfucker.
And I know that like this might sound harsh to say, I'm sure she likes you as a person. She's clearly not your friend. That doesn't mean that you aren't going to have an incredible group of people who fill your life. You're going to be the Carrie Bradshaw, not who she is as a friend, because sometimes she's a shitty friend. I was going to say,
I don't know if that's the best example. But you know what? There's Samantha.
Yes. I love Samantha. Samantha's a good friend.
Yes, I think so.
Samantha's a great friend. And you are going to be encroached and encircled by people who are going to remember you. You're going to get text messages, 7 a.m. Hey, babe, do you want to come to the cinema? And you just have to wait out for that group. Don't settle for less. Just like a man, don't settle for a less of a friend either.
And she has a great man. So she has good taste.
Oh.
She has a wonderful marriage. So let's wait for like friends that are up on that level as well, I would say.
And I totally agree, but I've got to go. So call me later.
Definitely.
Hello? No, pero llámame ya.